I did a couple things, checked out some stuff and whatnot this week. But off the bat, I'll say what I did do with the schedule yesterday. Played some more Death Stranding. I'm really enjoying my downtime driving and tasks
Isn't
and
that
stuff.
weird?
I'm enjoying it a lot. It's becoming my activity of preference. Like I've rebuilt the roads,
Yeah.
and I'm now in the mountains, and I'm ziplining the mountains again, and like, yeah, even though I can't progress until the next like
There's plenty of work
LP
to
session,
be done.
there's plenty to do, and I legit enjoy it while kicking a podcast on.
Yeah, isn't it just nice and relaxing?
Very much
And you
so.
look and you stand on top of a mountain and you look at the network that you made and you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
we're getting there.
And most like you always have to have a low level of like of attention for what you're doing.
Yeah,
Like you can't just drive mindlessly.
you'll die.
Yeah, this is not the car from FF15. Like
No.
you're gonna fly off the side of the road and die. If you don't cross that mountain gap properly, you will fall and die. But while you're doing it, while you're out and about, you can always make a more efficient zipline placement.
Yeah.
You can always erase a bad structure that the network put in your way. There's always something that you can tighten up
Yeah.
on your map.
Just tighten it up a little.
Yep, and that has been a satisfying thing to do. In the meantime, while waiting to move forward in the
Talk to Heartman
the progress.
and whatnot,
Yeah. So I'm enjoying that. But yesterday I decided to take another foray into a world I've always been fascinated by, but one that I've never been able to penetrate.
Eyebrows are raised out here.
I cracked open the old Carball game. The old Carball sport,
Oh no. The soccer, but with cars.
the Rocket League.
The footy.
But I dare not call what we did
Oh.
Rocket League,
Yeah,
because what we played was Carball.
that game has a curve. A learning curve.
So, when you start the thing and you don't even know what your bearings are, much less
yes.
how to get them.
I do know that because I had a very similar experience when I think Liam and I did a Rocket League video on the channel, and it is abominable.
It is crazy how difficult it feels when you're playing, especially with people that know what they're doing.
It's been out for a bit.
Yeah. It's crazy how the sky, because it's a physics-based game, so the sky's the limit, and with your sense of control, timing, and direction, and momentum, you can hit the ball in any direction from any angle at any point, and
Yeah, you
make it
see
go
videos
anywhere.
of people playing it, you're like, cool, and then you play it, and you're like, fuck.
And it's a ton of fun while having zero ability to affect the game whatsoever.
And while you are actually affecting the game in a way.
Yeah, you're reducing your team's ability to do anything. So I felt like when I first played soccer back in the day as a kid, that and running around as a little chubby kid trying to chase the ball.
I'm going to kick that ball.
And you're just trying to keep up.
Yeah.
You're just ball chasing.
Yeah.
And the first while was spent just driving after the ball, hoping to
Maybe I can touch it.
Maybe I can touch it, and maybe I can touch it in the direction that is away from
The
my
other
goal.
team.
And that's it. That's all you want to do.
Maybe I could do that.
And it escaped from me so hard right away.
All right, Mothman has a weird statement, which I'm going to take to us.
Yes?
Which is that Rocket League is the fighting game of video games.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
That's a good statement, Moth.
But it's just a very, very difficult starting line, and you can see that the ceiling is in space.
Yeah. Because
it's open physics, and your ability to master that, like pool, for example, is but pool still involves hitting the ball on a 2D plane.
Yeah.
And rolling it and spinning it on a 2D plane,
This has a
whereas
3D plane.
Here it's a 3D plane, and then you have the boost, and then you have the ability to literally goon the other team.
When are we going to get Rocket League at the Olympics?
It's not the worst idea.
I'd rather watch that than the soccer games they have.
I really didn't know about the gooning aspect, where you can literally just go blow up the other teammates, and like that's an efficient thing you
A
can
good
help.
sports game has gooning.
Yeah, you can help out your team by doing that, right? You can run different styles of defense and offense and all this crazy shit. But all this to say that like I was having a blast with it. I just couldn't for the life of me get anything done.
Yeah.
You know, and then after playing a little bit online, I played did some training and then played like 1v1 with Reggie.
Yeah.
And like got to like at least be forced into a situation where you're gonna have to control the ball a little more often, and then got a little bit of the hang of it, but got blown the fuck out in those games. And then we started doing 2v2s online, and then I'm like, okay. And by the end of the session, it was far from decent.
No, I don't imagine.
But I was able to, on at least 2 or 3 occasions, control the ball, dribble it, make a nice little setup, and then score.
I hit the ball. Yeah, I did it.
Yeah. And I was also able to throw my car in the way of the ball and stop it from getting in the net a couple times.
Good.
And I was like, yeah, okay. Those victories, like, they feel so good when you make them happen, because you're doing it in spite of how difficult it is to get mastery over this timing.
Yeah, because it's a weird game in which, like, when I played it, I like moving my car is simple mechanically, but not technique wise.
No.
Technique wise, it's actually laughably difficult.
Yes, because all you have to do is drive towards the ball.
No.
But
that's
in
not.
terms of actual like proper play, you are spending most of your time in the air.
Yeah.
You are airborne, and you are using like your second jump to boost in any direction, and then using your boost to actually continue moving in that direction and trying to spin or hit the ball perfectly towards that net. And
It's crazy.
it's fucking nuts, man. It's immediately understandable how it became such a big esport.
It's wild because I mean, when we did the video, Liam pointed out to me that the game already came out with a really stupid title,
Supersonic, fucking crazy
whatever the
car.
fuck, back on
Yeah.
the PS2.
Yeah,
Had no online play,
yeah,
and so they tuned it up a little bit,
and just
released
made it again.
more or less the same game.
Yep.
But it had online play.
Yep.
Giant phenomenon.
That's it.
That's it. That's
all you
all it
needed.
took.
Yeah, and there's all the little decals and Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metals in it.
Yeah.
And I know there was like a Metroid car at one point. You put your flags on and whatever.
Yeah.
You know, no, doesn't matter. Drive the car, hit the ball.
Drive it.
Hit the ball.
No.
Ball floats high.
Yeah.
You got to float higher. Use momentum. Play, hit. Yeah, it really fucking, like, I can just see how much time you have to put in to getting decent at making like plays with a team, and I have so much respect for that.
And then there's the team. There's you, and then there's the team. 2 separate ladders of skill progression.
Oh, certainly, yeah.
Right?
Like any sport.
Yeah.
Like any sport.
Other than, like, you know, boxing or MMA or
Yeah.
whatever.
And I definitely, I don't remember the last time I felt the ceiling immediately. Like first second, you know? Because
Oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah, and I played it before, and it's just been a while since I popped it in and sort of touched it, you know? But like looking at it now in this post esport world, where you're just like, oh yeah, everything immediately, you can see everything you cannot and won't be doing. You can feel it right away. And I guess the goal is to not be too intimidated by that.
Yeah.
You know, and kind of just keep at it until you understand. Like every time I jumped, you can double jump and spin, do a flip to speed yourself up. It's a bit like Uniracers.
Yeah.
And how you speed up by doing like a flip and moving forward. But every time I jumped, it was way too early for where the ball was going to be. And then there was a couple other times where, like, I have a habit of like waiting to analyze the situation and then doing something. And by the time you do that, it's too late.
It's funny because a lot of people, and it's probably the only time you're ever going to hear me say this, so get ready. A lot of people de facto think of athletes as dumb, as dum-dums, because big man, big strong man, you know, whatever, right? Hitting a moving object that's traveling at a fast speed is actually a lot of really complicated physics. It's hard.
Yes.
Hitting a ball is hard.
Yes.
It's hard because your brain.
Now doing that while someone is actively trying to stop you from doing it. So finding a way to confuse and fake that person out while hitting that ball that's traveling very
that means
fast.
that your physics part that's going to be like this where ball hit swing, that's in the background. That's locked in. Now I'm doing my big brain like, oh,
outplay
no,
the person in front of me and then automatically hit the ball.
I bet sports players would be good stand battlers.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Because the hitting the ball part has to be automatic.
Yeah.
Right? That can't be.
You know what's funny? I remember reading
taking any of your brain power.
This breakdown of the physics of baseball. Because, well, fuck it, I'll read this. And the math on it came out that if a baseball is fast enough, the math on the human reaction time doesn't work. You're like, that doesn't make sense. They have to be swinging before they see the ball release.
Yeah.
Therefore, they're making micro adjustments.
Yeah.
And
with invisible data.
They're also ballparking just based on the arm.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's crazy. That's nuts.
That's reacting to the button input as opposed to the actual animation. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
I heard this motherfucker do a super next to me at the cab.
Yeah. It is quite insane. It is quite insane. And I feel like that's why those moments where there's a dude in a hockey game, I think he was on the Bruins or something, or Boston, I don't know. He was whatever. And he was like skating in a shootout, and then like he skated and then he completely missed the puck in the shootout, and it was like, that's news.
Yeah.
Because like
that doesn't happen.
That's supposed to be automatic. And that
you should have actually done that a million times.
And it was 5-5 and they ended up losing or whatever. So
and then on the flip side, you have that animated GIF of a guy in some hockey game last week just picking up the puck on his stick, just dancing it around, bopping it.
Little girl standing on a skateboard on top of a ball, bouncing it like balancing and doing left right drills.
I still remember way back in the day when local Montreal hero Mario Lemieux. I fucked that up. Mario Lemieux, whatever. Super Mario landed a goal doing that. Breakaway, picks the fucking puck up on his stick and starts bouncing it towards the goalie, and then just pops it out of the air into the net.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you? Come on.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
No, I saw a college shot where someone he like almost did like the splits and then like picked the puck up on the stick and moved it around his back and did one of these.
And dunked it in the upper corner.
And it's just impossible.
There's nothing you can do to stop that.
That's an
It's like you picked it up with your hand and put it in the back of the net.
It's just not happening. There's nothing that could be done. At the end of Rocket League, when a game is when the buzzer goes, as long as the ball doesn't hit the ground.
Oh yeah, I didn't know about this. This is awesome.
The play keeps going.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah. That's fun.
Yep. So Reggie's like, okay, keep it in the air, and I'm like, shut your whore mouth. I can barely drive. What do you mean keep it in the air? He's like, nah, dude, bounce.
Just do it.
Just keep the bounce going. You can get a goal. You know, if it's 2-1, you can tie it up as long as you drive and bounce and bounce and then shoot and score. You know, but you got to do the most fucking amazing setups as a team.
There's something about do it. What? No, just do it.
Like
that is a really frustrating.
I was so mad at like what was being asked of me while I'm squinting at the fucking parking brake.
Yeah.
You know, trying to figure out how to hit the clutch. Rocket League is wild. Rocket League is great. It's great. We're gonna be doing that. I played it for a while with him and some other random people on the chat and stuff. So that's gonna be a 3-parter at least because we looked at it for like almost 4 hours. So yeah, we did a big night of it. So that's gonna be a couple parts, but like, please understand that the first episode,
Baby's first Rocket League,
is horrible as we know nothing and get nothing and do nothing.
Yeah,
it's rough. So just we're gonna warm up. We get a little bit better at the end of it. But it starts bad because we don't know what we're doing.
I mean, that's how it goes, man.
Just keep that in mind. And I definitely wouldn't mind revisiting that a little bit more and feeling If I can move up that 0.001% that I did that night,
Yeah.
every time I touch it, that's satisfying enough for me.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll hit 1% one day.
Maybe. Well, you fucking crushed it on Teppen, so who knows?
Teppen is it's still like all your learning is happening outside of gameplay almost. No, that's not true. How do I put that? It's different when
There's book knowledge to Teppen, whereas
it's not
Rocket League's all practical application.
Yes, but exactly, yes. That's a big
Learn it by feel.
You learn it by field,
Yeah.
and its timing, and its inputs, and its precision. And at the end of the day, a card game is still mostly strategy.
Yeah.
There's a bit of timing to it,
Sure.
but it's mostly book, theory, and then you pass the exam.
Throw this punch a million times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Teppen is passing the exam.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, it's like fucking mastering the timing.
Hey, if this guy's going at 35 miles an hour down the left side lane, puts his turn signal on, it's a 4-way stop in Albuquerque, do you just keep going, or you just fucking... that's Teppen. It's like, can you park the car at all?
Whereas in this case,
That's Rocket League.
In this case, if he's putting his turn signal on, do you boost over him
Can you hit his car before he turns?
And then air dodge sideways and hit the ball with the bottom of your back wheel?
I mean, yeah, but
you
you
can put a spin on it.
Yeah. You can put a spin on the ball, right?
You can put a spin on the ball, like, dude. There was a play where
stupid.
I think it was like either Wool or Solstice, one of the people that we were playing with. Like I went up and I hit the ball with like from my side, and they hit it from their side, and like it totally had a spin as it fucking went towards the net.
Too much.
Physics are super like happening.
Turn down real life physics. I'm done with this.
Oh, but it floats like a motherfucker.
I'd like less friction in the world, please.